A good late afternoon and thanks for joining us. I'm Holly and you're watching Kalkine TV live from Sydney. This is the last trade, the last show of the day. A solid session from energy and materials stocks offset weakness from the tech sector today at the local bourse. The ASX 200 rallied as the benchmark index advanced 0.8% or 57.5 points. Major iron ore miners led the market on the back of a rebound in the bulk commodity price. Over the last 5 days, the index is virtually unchanged but is currently 2.91% below its 52-week high. On the sectoral front, 9 of 11 sectors ended higher, and energy was the best performer, gaining 2.72% and 0.47% for the past 5 days. Unsurprisingly, it was the energy stocks that ruled the gainers at list today. On top of the chart was Fortescue Metals Group, up over 10%, followed by Champion Iron, up 8.5%. Other gainers were Mirvac Group, Mineral Resources, and then Whitehaven Coal. On the flip side, Bapcor was the biggest laggard, down a whopping 9.4% after announcing the retirement of its longtime CEO. The next stock in red was WiseTech Global, followed by Silverlink Resources. Other laggards today include EML Payments and Afterpay. The tech sell-off was one of the highlights of today, and shares of Afterpay were down over 7% after Square's stock dropped more than 6% in the US overnight. Amid a sell-off in growth stocks, the local tech sector was down as well, nearly 4% today. Looking at the other tech stars, WiseTech Global, EML Payments, and NextDC all traded in the red zone. Then in the IPO sphere, wagering data company RAS Technology was listed today. The company began trading at 11 a.m. after completing a heavily oversubscribed raise of $29 million via an IPO of 19.3 million shares at a price of $150 each. The market cap of the company is $68.1 million. And another interesting stock today was that of respiratory health medtech 4D Medicom, which popped over 20% after confirming the commercial launch of its lung tracker tech in Australia. The company's lung health tracking software will launch through medical imaging providers iMed from December onwards, beginning with Melbourne's Berwick Clinic. Then moving on, Telstra is one of the most widely held stocks in the country thanks to the privatisation by the federal government. It's now mostly held by institutional investors, and today the stock price hit 4.09 for the first time since August of 2017, when it announced a reduction in what had been a reliable annual dividend. Meanwhile, Volpara Health Technologies revealed its half-year results, which showed revenues were up 38% in constant currency terms. Shares jumped as well, over 5%. As the company is eagerly awaiting a US Food and Drug Administration ruling on compulsory testing for breast density, which could expand the appetite for Volpara's technologies. And elsewhere, shares of auto parts retailer Bapcor dropped as much as 10% after the company announced that its longtime CEO Daryl Abatomi will retire on the 26th of February of 2022. Non-executive director Mark Powell will take the helm until a replacement is found. Well, it's time now for a short break, but don't go anywhere because I'll be right back with more market updates. Tune in to stay updated while on the move.
We will tell you where the crypto craze has reached,
Where the property market is headed next.
what the world is doing to become more environmentally friendly.
Apart from tracking the daily market charter.
Be on top of the latest news and announcements
With Kalkine TV. Welcome back to the last trade. In the East, Asia's stocks were mixed today after Treasury yields and the dollar jumped as Jerome Powell's renomination to the head of Federal Reserve fueled bets on a quicker withdrawal of monetary stimulus. South Korea's Kospi Index fell 0.4%, Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index fell 1%, and China's Shanghai Composite rose 0.3%. Euro Stoxx 50 futures retreated 0.5% and the S&P 500 hit a record intraday high after President Joe Biden picked the Federal Reserve Chair Powell to lead the central bank for a second term before a late swoon saw it close in the red. The Dow Jones closed 0.1% higher as the S&P 500 fell 0.3% and the Nasdaq Composite shed 1.3%. Meanwhile, the global cryptocurrency market remained in the red as major cryptos like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, and Solana all slipped. The crypto market cap stood at $2.47 trillion. One in particular, though, Avalanche, has surged in the past several days, taking it briefly into the top 10 by market value, that is, and surpassing Dogecoin and Shiba after a deal related to the improvement of US disaster relief funding. This Sunday, the Avalanche token, aka AVAX, reached a record of $144.96 US. Meanwhile, the International Monetary Fund also recently mentioned that crypto assets present various risks to different aspects of the financial system, also calling for a close monitoring of such risks. Now that is some food for thought. Some experts opine that crypto has a lot of advantages of overregulated space in terms of markets, given that they're open 24/7 with intermediaries offering limited leverage. Well, that is a wrap today in the last trade, but catch more market commentary tomorrow live from Sydney on Kalkine TV. This is Holly Shields signing off for the day.